Good morning. My name is Staci Lambright, and I'm with Akron Office Space. I'm here today with the owner of A ROI Investment Group, Al Wilson, and Melissa Varner, an operations manager for the company. And we want to talk with them a little bit more about what they do and how our viewers can get assistance from this great option, actually, that they may not know about. So welcome to our office this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And I do want people to understand what AORI is. So if you can explain how that got started, what it stands for.
Absolutely. So ARI is a return on investment group, is what we are. But we don't do investments. We're not in finance.
Okay.
The idea came from that anytime anybody does anything with us, they'll get their money back. So that's their investment. So we're a service organization that does coaching. We will sell a business. We work with clients all the way through to get them ready and prepared for sale. But it's not all about the sale. There's a lot of businesses that just struggle on a day-to-day basis, and we've done some turnarounds with those businesses.
Okay.
So that's how we got things going, and it started quite a few years ago.
Okay, and I guess people don't necessarily think about when they're starting a business how they're going to end it later. So it's good to have a plan on how you're going to start it, what you're going to do when you struggle, and then what happens next.
Well,
Seems like you're full service that way.
What's interesting is that nobody ever thinks about the end when they're trying to get something started, and a lot of businesses start because you have a paper cup and I have water. Why don't we start a business? And okay, so we start this business, and then let's add donuts, and we got a donut shop, and okay, but neither one of us really know how to run the business. And people, that's the part where business owners kind of just fall into. And then a lot of business owners, not all, they struggle with that. It's not because they're not good business owners, it's just because that's an area of not their expertise.
Okay, so what would you say your mission is, your goal for your clients?
Our mission is to actually help these business owners get through and weather these storms, to help them through understand. I've been there. I started a number of companies myself and sold them, so I know what I'm talking about. That's what makes us unique to help a business owner, because we are business owners. There's a group of us that we all collaborate together, from lawyers to wealth management, all the outside consultants I bring in. Everybody owns their own business, so we all understand. Our team is very unique.
That's great, and I know that we have Melissa on board here. She is kind of your main go-to person that contacts all these people. So maybe you can describe a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, sure. I call myself the operations manager. I kind of handle daily everything that is done throughout the day, just helping Al with scheduling, coordinating, some networking. Anything that, like with spreadsheets.
All of those basic tasks that everybody has to do.
Yeah, kind of like the office manager, just making sure everything gets done and everything is done on time.
Okay, which is very important, especially for people that are up against something that they need help with. They need to know that they can have help following through. So that's really interesting. As far as the different program services, what kind of questions or needs do businesses come to you for? I know there's probably many of them, but maybe a couple examples of what they can expect.
We get our clients from word of mouth. Typically, people knows somebody else that through the network, and they come to us. They have a specific need, and for us to be able to help anybody, we have to have the right business owner with an open mind that actually realizes he needs some help with whatever that area is. And then, so what are some of the services? They are all over the board because it depends on an individual's needs.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's good that you have all that experience in owning some of your own things, and some of the people you've talked to, you have a wide variety of skills that you can apply that that they now can get input, I guess, from multiple people, multiple resources.
Oh, great point, because what we do when we sit down with business owners, typically every business owner, he never sits down with his CPA and his attorney or estate planner or wealth manager at the same time. We bring that all together, and we are sitting down at the same time, so we have a complete understanding, everybody's on the same page, and we're all doing the right things with each other for the business owner.
That sounds important, because you might get different input or different advice from each of them, and you don't know what's right. What do I do?
Exactly.
Which one do I follow? So
Exactly.
to tie them together is a unique concept, and I think it's brilliant, actually. And people should think of that on their own, but do they ever really do that?
No, they don't think about that.
Not necessarily.
No.
You mentioned you help people do startup things. You help people grow their business. Is there a certain type of advice, I guess, or when you want them to build their business, is there a series of things they go through? Do they just ask for ideas? How do they approach you with that?
Well, first of all, growing a business, every business is unique. And so nothing is cookie cutter. Nothing. You can read all the books you want. It's not cookie cutter, because it's unique to each individual business. So what we do is a fact-finding mission on what's going on. You can't just wave a wand and we're fixing everything. And it takes time. And so it depends on what we've turned around a couple of companies from bankruptcy. That's an extreme side. One, we turned around and sold it for a profit. And got them out of business. They should have filed bankruptcy. So you're in complex situations to just a simple transfer.
Okay, so they can kind of count on no task is too small for you.
No.
No idea is that they don't have to come to you with this large problem. They can come to you with something simple.
Sure.
Okay, and one of the few things we talked about before was what happens when you are ready to sell the business. What kind of strategies do you advise them with for that?
Well, that's another loaded question that has many avenues to go, because everybody's unique. This is not cookie cutter. I know that there's a lot of folks out there that pride themselves in doing estate planning. Being a business owner, I know this is not cookie cutter, and everybody's unique. So how do you apply something? It depends on the individual's needs, and it's all over the board. And you probably don't have enough time on your video camera you'll run out of film before we get there.
That's why they need to contact you if they want more information. As far as the size of business that you work with, is there a certain group of size that you are narrowed down to?
Yeah, I'm a small business guy myself, so I focus on small business. So we've helped startups, and I've started many companies. So we've got that experience of startup up to 10 million is our space.
Okay, so it's a range.
It's a range.
And every business is a different size. You can't necessarily group them all into one. A small business could mean 1, and it could mean 20. Where do you draw the line? So they can contact you to find that out.
Yeah.
Melissa, what is your day-to-day activities like? How often do you talk to people like this, and what are some of the main things that you can say that you do for people?
Well, every day is kind of different, and it depends on what we're working on and what's the priority. But a lot of just emailing back and forth with advisors, clients out, just getting everybody scheduled, and whatever projects need done. I'm trying to think of exact examples, but whatever Al needs really kind of just varies day to day.
So you're the glue that keeps it all together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Keeps
yeah.
the train on the tracks.
Al would be lost without Melissa.
Everybody needs that. I think when a lot of people try to do things themselves too much. If they're a small business or maybe a one-person shop, they're trying to get it all done, and that might cause them to go under a little bit. I've talked to some people where that's happened, and they just need to, like you said, be open to seeking out some help or some advice to get them in that right direction. It doesn't have to be a long-term commitment. I'm assuming it's all individual, like you said, depending on what they need. It could be a one-time conversation to a couple of months to seeking their advice throughout the whole process.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely right. And we don't bill for a one-time conversation. We talk with people and love to talk to people because we're here to help folks. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that that resource is out there, because some people may not even realize that they can have this kind of help, or they might just seek advice of people that aren't really in that business themselves to really be put in the right direction.
Mhm.
So I think it's awesome to be able to know that this, I have never heard of it myself. I mean, you've got some maybe business consulting and coaching, but to put all of those pieces together, the ARI group seems to be the one to do that. So I do want to give our viewers a way to contact you. If you can let them know what your website is or phone number, how can they best reach you?
Well, the website is www.a-roigroup.com,
Okay.
which is pretty inclusive. And then the phone number, the office is 330-653-8181. We are located in Hudson, Ohio.
Okay, and you're not limited to Hudson local
No.
people?
No.
That's just where you're physically
Mhm.
located, but you've helped people, I'm
Mhm.
assuming, in a wide range of areas.
Mhm.
Everything is very remote today and mobile today, so if you're not directly local in the area, you can still contact them and they can help you. A-ORI Group.com. Just think of a return on your investment, and that should be motivation to even find out what that means. Any last thoughts on what we can tell our viewers? I think we've covered it all, and there's a whole lot more that we could go into, but they can seek you out.
And well, one thing I might add is that we work with everybody. We work with attorneys, estate planners, CPAs, wealth management folks, a lot of people that actually provide exit planning strategies themselves and promote that.
Okay.
We bring a space that business model to their space that they don't do, and we work together with them. So we do a lot of collaboration, and we welcome anybody to work with.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for joining us and listening. And if you would like to contact them, please do so. Find out what they're all about, what they can bring for you and help you with. And see us next time. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having us, Staci.
Thank you. Thank you.